himself.
Down! Get down! They're up on the ridge! Return fire!
You teeter on the edge of an abyss. Your survival depends on the choices you make. They will be as a compass, guiding you through the unknown.
Where on God's green earth have we landed?
What nightmare have these luckless souls fallen into?
You keep lookout.
Lookout? Lookout for what?
One by one, their lights will be snuffed out. Unless you can find the means to save them. Trapped beneath the earth, swallowed
We have to move. Let's go.
by the void. Will you find the path to salvation? Or be lost in the darkness forever?
We're here at Supermassive to talk about the next game in the Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes. And I'm joined by exec producer Dan. How you doing?
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Right,
Really cool.
so let's start at the very start. We're going to be talking about House of Ashes for most of the interview, but for those that don't know, tell us about the Dark Pictures anthology.
The Dark Pictures is a series of narrative, story-driven, branching horror stories. Each one is standalone. They each tell a different story, completely separated from the others, but within the same universe, so there is connection between them all. House of Ashes is set at the end of the Iraq War in 2003, with links 4,000 years ago that set the story up.
So tell us more about the theme and themes, I suppose, within House of Ashes.
It starts off with a military unit. They've got some new technology that can look for weapons of mass destruction underground. They think they've identified something in the Zagros Mountains in Iraq. And then as part of that, they come into conflict with an Iraqi unit. There's a pitched firefight, and then the two groups are plunged underground. There's an earthquake of some sort, and it's revealed that there's a hidden temple underground. These big massive structures, but these different groups, they're all separated, radio contact is lost, and they're submerged in this black darkness.
Where on God's green earth have we landed?
And then they're going to start hearing things and seeing things, and people are going to start disappearing.
What the f just happened?
So this time it's a very real threat.
All of the Dark Pictures games, they all pull something from real life or from history, from fact. What's the case with the myth or historical part of House of Ashes?
So we love looking at and reading myths and legends and stories and doing our research. And we know our fans love it as well, because there's something that they can link into afterwards. And I love doing that when I'm playing games or watching movies myself. So this one's set 4,000 years ago, the Akkadian Empire, and this terrible evil that happened. We had this self-proclaimed god king, Naram Sin, and he essentially cursed his people. He sacked this temple and brought famine and devastation to his own people. And so a lot of the history is lost, but we've done a lot of research about it, and then we had a lot of happy accidents that linked into the story we wanted to tell. And the fun thing for us is we get to do our own take on it. We get to twist it, and obviously we've made our own truth from it.
At the end of the sneak peek, the trailer, we saw monsters. Tell us a bit more about what's going on there.
The military unit that you're playing as, they don't really know what they're coming up against. They're not human, they're bigger, they're larger, they're faster. The team aren't going to know if there's one or two of them, or hundreds or thousands of them. And that's kind of the threat with this, they've got guns, maybe they could try and take one of them down. But maybe there's another one around the corner, or maybe there's a group of them, and maybe they're going to get ambushed.
Maybe they're like a cluster.
Exactly,
and
yeah,
they all pop
a
out at
nest,
once.
as it were.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun to work on and see these things move around and how horrific they can be. They're different to us, they perceive the world in a different way. Getting little snippets of it in the darkness, and did I see that? Was it something that moved? Or is it actually just one of the other soldiers that's stuck in the catacombs?
Who's there?
We like to try and misdirect people on things, that did you see something, did you not? And that's a great thing within horror, that you think you're going to be scared right now, and we're not going to scare you now, we'll scare you in a minute when you're not expecting it.
It's always coming.
Yeah, always.
So should we expect a huge amount of peril in the game?
Definitely. We love to do it. It's fun for us to work on, as horrific as it is, and we know that our fans love it as well. So yeah, there's at least 60 unique deaths, and there's a whole ton of variation on that as well. So Merwin and some of the others, you're going to see different things happening to them depending on how you play it out, you know, getting ripped and shredded and torn. And because there's a firefight, there's going to be bullets flying as well and all kinds of stuff. And it's not just the deaths, it's the gore that goes along with it, and, you know, lots of blood.
Wicked. It sounds absolutely terrifying. I'm in.
Not gonna lie, man. It's pretty bad.
What differences have you made or changes have you made to the gameplay and mechanics for House of Ashes?
We're always evolving the Dark Pictures. We listen to a lot of the feedback from our fans, and also our team, what they want to do, how they want to push things forward. So we tried some stuff in Little Hope with you know, more camera control, 360 cameras at certain parts, and we've really leaned on that again, and it really works well. In House of Ashes, lots of the game is set underground, and so these sort of corridors which are really tight and oppressive.
Creepy.
Yeah, indeed. So we've had to learn, because you take away the fixed cameras, and that takes away some opportunities for horror. But we've had to learn new tricks to scare people and, you know, ramp up the tension and you know, the chance for jump scares, which we know some people love. We've also got a new torch mechanic, so you know, it's military themed. So these guys are going to be walking around with weapons, with torches mounted on them. We love the lighting that we do, this sort of really inky black darkness that we have, and sort of the contrast to the bright areas. And so you're going to need to lean on that torch to allow you to see where you're going, what the threat is, and that kind of stuff. We've also done things like added difficulty settings to this game. So in Little Hope we added you know, QTE warning icons as an example, and we've got some really good positive feedback about that, but also some people want to turn that off. We want to allow you to play the game in your way. So with our accessibility settings and difficulty settings, if you want to have a more casual experience, you can change those settings. Still, most of your characters are going to end up dead, but you know, that's
Spoilers,
what happens,
yeah,
indeed.
but that's what we come here for. That's
Yeah.
okay, we can deal with it. So I've got to ask, what was it like working with Ashley?
So Ashley was fantastic. She researched Rachel. She understood her when she came on the set, which is so refreshing. She knew her inside out. And Rachel is a flawed character, so she brought that through so fantastically. The rest of the cast were fantastic as well.
When we were looking for Joey, Salim helped me.
And you didn't tell me this because...
You'd flip your shit.
We want you to connect to these characters and understand them as humans. We want them to seem real because they're real to us. You know, we spend a long time designing them, and I don't mind if you hate any one individual character, because you don't like everyone in real life. But maybe you'll like them when you see the journey they go on.
Maybe you'll like them once they're dead and you feel bad about it.
And you feel bad about it, definitely.
Yeah.
But also we want you to save them. We want you to try and save them. You know, we know that some people want to get everyone killed straight away, and that's fine. That's their playthrough, cool. That's what they want to do. But, you know, can you get everyone out alive and save as many as you can?
There's a lot of replayability there.
Indeed,
Goes on forever. I like that. So, last question. Favourite scene?
Favourite scene? So, Salim, our Iraqi soldier, and Jason Kolchak, one of the Marines that's there, there's a way that can play out, and a sort of contest between them, and you can make it go in a number of different ways.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
It's really emotional. Seeing them film it, I was lucky enough to be there, and then seeing that come through in game, I think we've got something there. I think that's gold. And then, of course, I love scaring people, so I love the jump scares. I love the moments of tension that we bring. We can't hold you in that moment, so we've got some fantastic jokes in there as well to allow you to relax for a moment before we scare you again.
To take your mind off the imminent threat. I like that. Dan, thank you so much. This has been really cool to talk about, and I'm sure, you know, I'm excited and terrified in equal part, and everyone else is just excited, I'm sure of it.
And it's been a real pleasure to speak to you, and I can't wait to get it into people's hands.
It's going to happen.
What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? It's been a minute. Just spilled coffee all over myself, and that's great. But yeah, hopefully we get Dragon Ball Z Universe 3.
House of Ashes. See how scared you got. Of course, we want to thank Razor for being one of the
Maybe we'll get Dragon Ball Super Kakarot.
Giving us
I don't
these
know.
tired old blades nobody cares about. But this blade
But we're gonna find out.
TX38
So
fell
let's
right
just
in.
check
Of
out
course
this
there
whole
is.
stream.
Thank you so much. I'm taking that.
We're gonna stream for about an hour,
You know what? I'll take the hand-me-down.
bear with
I'll be
me.
little brother.
Hope I don't
I'll
get
take
too
the
annoying.
outdated.
It's
Nobody
been a
wants these
minute
anymore,
since I've
right? Doesn't
streamed.
worry.
But yeah,
Golden Boy, you just saw the Dark Pictures anthology.
Yeah.
your first glimpse
I
of
had
it.
to put
We have
on a
some
beanie a
reactions
minute ago
from
and
you.
change my
You
clothes
do?
because I kind of
Reporting
look
you, they
like a
said you were
homeless
a little
person,
scared,
so
not terrified.
Not terrified, thankfully, because you know it was just a a normal
pretty bad.
trailer, which
Here
is
we go.
fine.
See,
And
you're-
now,
Didn't
yeah,
look
there's
too
my face.
You're
presentable for
unsettled
the stream.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, you don't like that. You don't
Yeah,
like
don't like that.
No,
No, not a fan of that one either. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I think that was one of the jump scares.
Dark Picture Anthology at House of Ashes. So Supermassive Games in Liverpool, UK, making that one, being published by Bandai Namco. I personally have fallen off the Dark Pictures Anthology, very guilty, but I did love Until Dawn. I had a great time with that one. Persia, what about you? What's your experience with Dark Pictures?
I played Man of Medan, which was interesting because I hadn't really played Until Dawn, so I didn't know what to expect even hopping into that one. But there was some sort of satisfaction kind of going through it all and seeing everyone die. Yeah. So now I'm thinking about how they're talking about all of the bloody deaths coming in House of Ashes. I'm like, let's see if we can run this back.
I was gonna say because yeah, the dev was saying that like
Dude,
obviously there are people
hyped.
who you're gonna want to kill, or at least there are always
Mumble
players who are
Speed
gonna
Talker
try
said,
and
I'd
kill
say
everyone.
As for E3,
I
this was okay for shows. I'd say Microsoft and Nintendo had the best showcases so far. I'm gonna say that honestly I'd have to agree. I've been really disappointed in a lot of the showcases. The only games that I've seen that are really like hype that, you know, I would definitely cover my channel, I'd have to say, is, you know, Elden Ring and from Square Enix, and I was kind of hoping for a new Assassin's Creed, but that wasn't the case. I didn't see a new Assassin's Creed, but the new Horizon from Guerrilla Games looks really good. I didn't play the first one, but that looks really good. And then we've got some other games coming out, like the new Dark Pictures game. Obviously, everything that Bandai makes is fire. But so far from the whole E3 event, I've been looking forward to, like, definitely Elden Ring. Waiting for a new Dragon Ball game. They showed Horizon and Elden Ring right before E3, though. That was at the Summer Game Fest. So I'm surprised they did that there and not at E3. But the new Breath of the Wild looks pretty breathtaking, so we didn't really get to see much there, so I'm pretty curious. Yeah, let's keep watching this stream. If you guys have any comments, just comment.
but are maybe less ambitious in all the millions of different permutations you could potentially get in Until Dawn. I'm probably over-exaggerating when I say millions, but definitely a lot. So it's good to see, and it also means that they can be a little bit quicker when it comes to reacting to things like player feedback. As you can see, they're changing their accessibility options, which is always a fantastic thing to hear and see developers do, but also changing the way that they're adding like difficulty settings, and they're changing the camera stuff, because I loved Until Dawn in the way that it had like this filmic quality. It was, every shot seemed very, very deliberate. And it's obviously, you know, a throwback to something like Resident Evil, where you sort of have the tank controls and the very deliberately posed cameras. But that does mean that like some players are not going to enjoy that. And so I'm intrigued to see them experiment with a freer camera for this one. The story hasn't particularly grabbed me just yet, because I have never heard of the Akkadian Empire. British schooling, unfortunately, did not go that far, but it sounds intriguing, like a court that kind of ends up all bloody and full of betrayal. I love that stuff. Persia, what do you make of the setting and the fact that actually, like,
What do you think? What do you mean, Dark Chief? You think Bandai is done now? You think they're finished? Like they're not gonna? What do you mean by that? Could you elaborate?
You know, I my guilty pleasure was High School Musical back in the day, so I'm very
Hey,
familiar
it is
with
not a
Ashes,
guilty
so,
pleasure.
You know,
It is
we're
a
all about,
pleasure,
you know,
those movies.
pop, 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 pop to the top, you know, and I feel like maybe we'll see that out of House of Ashes rising to the top because, like you were mentioning before, there are a lot of elements where they might have fallen short before, and I feel like they're kind of addressing all of that now. We saw from the mocap sessions, and even hearing like the voice acting and how people like Ashley Tisdale approach becoming a character, it looks very involved, so I'm interested to see more. And they were mentioning, oh, you know, we gotta find new ways to scare people, but they definitely had no issue scaring me in the ones that I've played, so I'm like, do you know, do you? But for everyone else who's, you know, much tougher than I am when it comes to horror games,
Okay, so right here it looks like we've got some people talking. So we got Giant Bomb dude right here. I don't know who she is. I think she's some influencer. But she's narrating the whole event from GameSpot. So Lucy James, she's a cool chick. From what I heard, they only wanted to show House of Ashes. That's it. That's disappointing. I guess we'll see. I mean, we'll keep watching. This Bandai showcase is supposed to be an hour long, so.
Well, to get it out of the way, because I know what it's like to go into a showcase not knowing what's there. This isn't about AAA experiences. You're not going to get an Elden Ring here. You won't see Halo pop up. You won't have any AAA games like that. However, the games that are going to be there are really cool. They're really interesting. I hand selected a bunch of them myself, and my approach to it was like, I'm going to pick a bunch of games that I know my friends are going to like. And there's games in there that I thought about when I saw them. It was like, oh, this person that I work with is going to love this, or this person I know is going to love this. And they're all games that are tied together thematically or in terms of purpose, in that they are exploring interesting subject matter that is often not explored in AAA games, or they're created by teams of diverse perspectives, or they're created by, you know, teams that want to have a message, or they're games.
All right, let's go over what just happened here. Bandai showed House of Ashes. How's it so far? So, Dark Chief, in the comments, you definitely, yeah, from what you said, I don't think they're done. I mean, I don't think for E3 of all events, E3, I don't think they would just show House of Ashes and call it good. Obviously, there's Elden Ring. That was their biggest game that they wanted to show off, and they showed that off before E3 at the Summer Game Fest. But then you've got like Dragon Ball. There hasn't been a new Dragon Ball game in over a year. Obviously, there have been updates to Xenoverse 2. There have been updates to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and there's a rumored sequel coming out. But I'd say that we could be looking at a few years of development at least for that game, considering how fresh and new Dragon Ball Super is still. I mean, they have a lot of ground to cover. CyberConnect 2 has a lot of ground to cover. So it's going to take some time to develop that game. As far as I know, it took them 5-6 years they were working on Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. 5-6 years of development. That's a lot of programming. But, and as a coder myself, it's very intuitive and intricate. Especially with coronavirus dump times, we've got a lot of studios hurting. A lot of my friends and business contacts left some of the game companies. Some are still there, hanging in there, but gosh, some of my buddies they left. They you know, went somewhere else. because of coronavirus, but I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube. I think people were getting censored for saying it, but yeah. I don't think Bandai's done. You know, you've got Kakarot, you've got DLC for that, DLC for Xenoverse 2, you've got updates to Legends, updates to Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, you've got Super Dragon Ball Heroes, but Super Dragon Ball Heroes is irrelevant at E3. You'd see something more for that, like leaning towards Tokyo Game Show. But there's also Gamescom. Gamescom is in, like, what, August, September? So there could be something there. I don't know, let's keep watching.
Like VTM and stuff, and there was also a VTM game too. There's just so much. It's just hard to pin down. It's hard to pin down anything, but Halo's definitely going to be it for me.
Tam, what about you?
You know the
Okay, Mumbles. They kind of did make an open world Naruto game. Actually, no, they haven't. They've made Shinobi Striker, and as far as I know, from what I've played of Shinobi Striker, it's a good game. It's decent. It's not so bad. It's made by the same company who made Xenoverse, as far as I know. So Shinobi Striker is just like Xenoverse, but Naruto. But I'd have to say, you know, like, I don't know if I could say this, but I've heard something about an open world Naruto game being developed. So something similar along the lines to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot from CyberConnect 2. It's currently in the books, so could be some time before we see something.
Breath of the Wild 2, Mario plus Rabbids. Also, I'm weirdly excited about Rocksmith Plus, even though like it's a piece of training software, I suppose. But I think for me, I think Persia, you kind of nailed it when you were talking about Redfall. Like anything that Arcane makes, I'm gonna just absolutely eat up. And I love that this, obviously it is a CGI trailer, not indicative of gameplay at all, but the world that they look like they're working in and building. It's always my favorite part of Arcane games, is the strength of the world building meets the strength of the artistic direction and how those fuse together and meld with gameplay. And I love the way that they craft those things, and because it makes you feel like you're in this believable place. So I'm very, very excited to see more of Redfall. But if you want something that we saw gameplay of, I don't know, like I also thought Guardians looked really cool. Like I also interviewed the team behind it. They seemed so passionate about it, and we had a real fun time. That'll be shown as part of our Play for All showcase, either tomorrow or Thursday. But Guardians looks genuinely fun. I love that it's kind of, they're doing the Marvel Spider-Man thing of taking pre-existing characters that everyone loves and like putting their own spin on it. So it's not something that we'll have seen in the MCU or necessarily read. Obviously there will be characters that we'll all recognize. So I'm just excited to see more of that one, especially that soundtrack too, because like the licensed soundtrack really got me. As soon as I heard Joan Jett, I was like, yeah, that's me. I'm in.
I loved it too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a sucker for Groot, all right? I will just throw it out there. I'm such a sucker for Groot, and watching it was really exciting. And I want to see more. I want to see, you know, what else we can do. Like, am I going to see maybe baby Groot at some point? Like, equally heartbreaking, but exciting at the idea of it happening. And yeah, I agree. It looked really good. Gamora, she kind of has her outfit that's more closer to her older design and not really her MCU design, which is my personal favorite because she was my main in Marvel Infinite, who also has.
She looks like the Infinite version.
Design. Yes.
Yeah, she looks like the Infinite version. The moment she popped up, I was like, that's Infinite.
Alright guys, so I just want to let you know that there's a delay on the Bandai Namco stream. That's why we haven't been able to see anything yet besides House of Ashes. So we might be looking at a 30-minute delay.
I'm forgetting the name of because my memory is short at this point, but that kind of that looked really cool. But other than that, yeah, I think I need to go back and really check out. Like 12 Minutes got a release date, and I'm hyped as hell about that. But I want to go back and watch a bunch of those. Starfield, we could say Starfield as well, I guess. Like nothing in terms of gameplay, but the vibe of it was really cool, and I'm excited for that. But yeah, I think all those games that are coming to Game Pass are my games of the show.
Game Pass is the game of the show.
Game Pass is my game of the show.
It's also really strange to hear about like E3 awards with no one going hands-on with anything. Like, because that was always sort of the best bit of E3 is like walking around the booths and having hands-on with the games there, and then seeing all the awards kind of stack up. So it's a weird one, but I'm excited. I think Halo is going to walk away with a lot. I think they've really turned it around. The sentiment definitely seems to be just way higher from that first reveal that they had last summer. So I'm stoked for that. But we should talk about what else we're doing as a part of Play for All. So we have 2 days of live streams starting tomorrow, 9 a.m. I believe, running until about 2 or 3. So we're kind of all going to be anchoring like Tam, Persia and I, Kurt, Dave, going to be popping on as well. And then
indies, right? And indies being the, well, if you're not going to do it, we'll do it ourselves kind of thing. And I've played so many Advanced War clones. Now to have 1+2 bundled together, rebuilt from the ground up, super stoked for that. And then, yeah, ending on Breath of the Wild. I thought this was such a great conference.
And I also do want to say, because I said this on Twitter, but I also think it's important to say here for anyone who's watching, for anyone who's paying attention, like, you know, let's not forget that 2020 was a really tough year for game development.
Of course.
People don't realize that game development, like if you've never worked in that space, and I haven't, but I know people who have, it's a very collaborative experience, right? You being together, like, and creating together, that is, that's what creates these incredible worlds, right? So there has been a lot of, you know, kind of pushing the calendar back on a few titles, which is completely understandable. It just means that we have even more goodness to come. Like, I'm looking forward to 2022. A lot of great games are coming out, but also, you said it best, Greg. This is like, take advantage of this year to try something new.
Oh, of course.
Because there are some great games that have been announced. Like, if you've never played Advance Wars 1 and 2,
what is wrong with you?
Please check it out.
Dude, I'm saying this right now. They better hurry the fuck up, because I gotta go to work soon. Come on, Bandai. Where you at, man? You gotta come through. You gotta come through with something, man. Man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you're right. I was playing that on my clamshell. Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like, guys, you know, there's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot of great games, especially coming out of Nintendo. One thing that I'm very happy about, well, Monkey Ball 20th anniversary, heck yeah, that's great. But Life is Strange, we have talked about it a lot. I never really gave the series much of a chance because when I'm at the PC, I'm playing Valorant, I'm playing Apex, I'm playing
clicking
Halo.
heads. You're out there getting on the leaderboard.
Yeah, right. Knockout City going nuts, right? But I'm going to download Life is Strange on my Switch, and I'm going to enjoy that when I'm on the road, maybe when I'm in the living room hanging out. Like, that is a great game to just sit back, play, and relax, and then, you know, Michael's favorite thing, just cry.
Of course.
You know? So
Life is
I'm
Strange,
looking forward to it.
Fantastic series. Yes, it was unexpected and very cool to see them.
Yeah, and Life is Strange anime eventually, you know?
Yeah, I hope, right? Life is Strange Remastered, yes, and Life is Strange True Colors are coming to the Switch. Day and date for True Colors, and then a little bit later in the year for Remastered, which was exciting. And this also got paired up, kind of, with the other Square news, Guardians of the Galaxy coming. And it's going to be one of the, it's going to be, you know, Nintendo's been.
Dude, Mumbles, I gotta say, man, it's not fun working nights. I mean, I'm a night guy. Like, I'm not really a morning person. I had to struggle to wake up this morning because I work 12-hour graveyards, and it's brutal, man. Like, I wish I could be here making content, making videos, thankfully, when I go to work, when I go to my job, you know, I have a lot of downtime in my head, so I can kind of like brainstorm, oh, this would be good for a video, you know, just daydream. Probably not recommended to do that while I'm, you know, like making something at work, but everyone does it. So a lot of people don't want to be there, but the bright side is we're saving a lot of lives every day. So that's what matters, and you know, it motivates me. But 12 hours is a lot of rough. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Damon, I'll start with you, and just tell me, what are your thoughts?
It was great to see it. That was the real important thing that Nintendo had to show us. Had to give us an update on. Had to give us something, because it's been 2 years since we'd heard anything about the game. Maybe not as long a look as I would have wanted, but it was enough. And the show had been so good up to that point. As we near the end, I almost think
online E3 is not fun. Gosh, I wish coronavirus didn't happen, but we gotta look towards the future and be positive, because next year, hopefully there will be an actual E3.
Almost like an immersive sim in many respects, and you can toy around with the world and do whatever you want. So this added element, I want to dig into that, but just visually, it looks like it's intimidating, it's dark, but it's also that whimsical vibe that you want out of a Breath of the Wild, a sense of adventure, if you will. This is enough for me to be like, all right, I'll wait till 2022. They said they're aiming for 22. Who knows if they have to push it back, but like Golden Boy said, things have been rough, so if they do, it's all good. I just, you know, Breath of the Wild 2, like, I can't believe that's real. Like, yeah.
Avi-chan, we were sitting next to each other. I know that sorry, my otaku right here, but you lit up in particular when that rock monster stood up, and you're like, the Gombi's on top of it.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, Jackie, I gotta be honest with you. I was trying to manifest some other news. I went to bed in high heels last night. I tried, you know, me and Golden Boy were twerking in front of the Nintendo logo, but seeing Link fly through the sky and look up at all the mountains, and as you said, seeing Big Rock Guy come up and all the little hobgoblins are on top of him. I forgot, bokoblins are on top of him. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're taking this to the next level, and I'm so excited for Breath of the Wild 2. Take your time. Take your time in making it. I will not be mad if it gets delayed. Like,
make it
Take your time.
Yes. Dan, what about you? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, there was a split second there where you see Link flying through the air, and my first thought was, where are we dropping, boys? I thought they were doing a Legend of Zelda Battle Royale for a moment. Thankfully, that is not the case, although maybe down the line, who knows? But I'm just excited to see more of this rich universe, more of what they were able to establish with Breath of the Wild. And like we're talking about, not till 2022, some things are worth waiting for. This looks like it's going to be well worth the wait. And I'm wondering if, you know, you hear all those rumors online about people talking about maybe a newer model of a Switch. What better way to launch a console like that than with an upgraded version of this this launch title for the previous one? So it's the sequel to Breath of the Wild. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to experience it, especially with this new verticality element too, because that was one of the best parts about the original game is you can climb anything, you can then glide to anything, unless your arms give out because you didn't eat enough food, like I did, like I experienced firsthand.
Like in real life?
Use bombs.
Yes. Yeah, no upper body strength.
So obviously a lot of hype for Breath of the Wild 2, but tons of titles on here. Damon, I kind of wanted to pick your brain about Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
So I know you were sporting your Metroid t-shirt this morning.
I guess maybe I manifested that.
Yeah, right?
I rolled up in a Super Metroid shirt and had no idea that we were going to get a new 2D Metroid game today. Yeah, they mentioned Metroid Prime 4, reassured us it's still in development. But then a complete surprise to bring back Metroid Dread, a game that we were covering at IGN like the mid-2000s. We thought was completely dead. I never expected to see it again. But it's back. Really, it's bold of Nintendo to keep it in a 2D sort of, you know, to make another 2D Metroid game, and then to introduce this dread mechanic that you're being hunted by this robot Emmy, right? I was super surprised to see that, and I can't wait to play it. We don't have to wait very long. It's coming out in October.
Yeah, y'all, this is Justin. My producer told me we have our reactions, apparently, during the Nintendo Direct.
Return. guided by grace, once lost. The Golden Order is broken to its core.
So I'm a little bit lazy. I wanna ultra key it, but
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. Someone must extinguish thy flame.
They will fight, and they will die. In an unending curse. For how else is a champion or a lord to be born?
Well, a lowly tarnished, playing as a lord. I command thee now!
you hear me talk all the time. Dude, I'm so freaking hyped for this game.
Brandish the Elden Ring.
Yes.
For all of us.
My gosh. All right. We're gonna put on our own E3 event. Okay. Oh, what the hell's happening over here? But we're gonna put on our own E3 event. All right, let's look up the Battlefield trailer because I didn't watch this one. I didn't look up this one, but yeah, let's check this out. Might as well. I mean, everyone else is just boring.
Incoming fire!
Attention all squads. The Russian troops are falling back. Do whatever you can to secure the sectors. We pushed them back, but not far enough. Do not let them regroup.
I think we got trolled. I think Bandai trolled us this E3.
Hostile down!
That is sick. They put base jumping in this game? Dude, that's freaking awesome. I don't think there's been a Battlefield game with base jumping in it. I've always wanted to do that, but it's the most dangerous sport. Gosh. And I think 70% of base jumpers die every year, so the life-death ratio of that sport is kind of scary. I don't know. All right, let's check out the new Halo trailer. I think there's a new Halo trailer. Let's see what the hell are they doing? Dude, they're just, what the hell? There's a big ass loss. Everybody in that chat is like fail, fail, fail. All right, Halo. Let's check out Halo.
We are fighting a war 30 years in the future.
Man, that's unfortunate. What an L. Bandai kind of carried all of E3. Bandai and 343 and DICE, they carried
For us,
it.
and I hope many of you, Halo has always been about heroism and wonder. About fighting to keep humanity safe against impossible odds in a beautiful and mysterious sci-fi world. This is just one part of the Zeta Halo ring, the largest, most wide-open environment we've ever built, and we can't wait for you to explore it. The heart of Halo.
Calling it right now. I'm gonna have to take down this stream because
in the next chapter of the Chief's story,
IGN's little
you'll
thing
face his greatest challenge yet.
Okay, never mind.
But you're not alone.
Oh, the main batteries are shut down. We're stuck out here. You have one bullet against an entire army. What can you do on your own?
I told you. It's enough.
So I see.
I need you to understand. There's not much time. If you knew how you were going to die, you knew how you were going to die. How would you live your life differently? How would you live your life differently?
What happened? Where is Cortana?
The rogue AI known as Cortana is gone. She's been deleted.
How? By you?
Of course not. Did you hit your head or something? Don't you remember? My instructions were to enter this installation, imitate Cortana, and lock her down for retrieval. Yours were to take her back to the Infinity for deletion. So if it wasn't you... Okay then. There's something else. On successful deployment, my deletion routine was supposed to complete. Still here.
Good.
Good.
Something stopped your deletion. We need to find out why.
But this wasn't the mission.
The missions changed. They always do.
Are you sure?
Alright. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Let's do this next. Yeah. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I think the whole reason why why this happened with Bandai, why they're so like all over the place with their presentation, is because they don't have a community manager, as far as I know. They don't have anybody to like run these events. So I think that's maybe why they're struggling, because I was looking it up. I was like, all right, who's gonna present at E3? And Dimitri's not there. As far as I know, I think he left Bandai back in February or March, right before coronavirus hit. You know, and some of my other buddies left before Dimitri did, but I still got some friends there, and I don't know who's putting on this show. I think that's why they're all over the place. I hope they hang in there. I hope we see a Dragon Ball game or something else besides Elden Ring. Man, that would just like blow away the entire event, and you know, just crush the competition if they revealed Xenoverse 3. But it's such a complex and intricate story board that I don't know if Dimps is ready to reveal it yet. Because look at Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2. You had that. The storyboard is like not like, it's unlike any other. It's not like every other, you know, Dragon Ball game. It's unique. It's hot. Everybody loves Xenoverse. Well, except for the people who play PvP and want a balanced game. But the people who actually played the game for the story and the character customizations, and not so much for PvP, actually enjoyed it, from my perspective. But, you know, there were people who also played PvP and absolutely enjoyed the game. Obviously, you know, it wasn't as balanced as they'd hoped. It wasn't like Dragon Ball FighterZ, where you have the core mechanics similar to how the characters fight, as well as their martial arts skills in the actual anime. But then you got a game like Xenoverse, where the fighting's just like, like all over the place, you know? It's just like so straightforward, no complex movesets. You've just got like, alright, I'm gonna punch you and beat the shit out of you and just crush you because you're squash. And I don't like squash, so I'm gonna stomp on you. I mean, it was like that, like, like every freaking fight. But then, you know, you don't really like have a leg sweep or anything like that. You know, you don't really have any real martial arts integrated into Xenoverse like you do in FighterZ. A lot of the attacks are cool, like the special attacks, the super attacks, ultimate attacks, the transformations, but you couldn't go from Super Saiyan 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to God to Super Saiyan Blue to Ultra Instinct. No, you could only put on one skill at a time to be able to do that. So there was a lot of restrictions, a little bit of censorship of that. And I think the reason why they did that is because there was some licensing dispute with Toei Animation and how they couldn't make it entirely like Dragon Ball Z. Because you gotta be transformative with your video games here. You gotta be transformative with your work. Now, as opposed to current day Dragon Ball games, versus previous day Dragon Ball games, like Budokai Tenkaichi 3, you could transform however many times you wanted, like from 1 to 2 to 3, and, you know, you didn't have all of these, like, rehashed, recycled characters where you've got Super Saiyan Goku. Alright, I want to play as Super Saiyan Goku, so I'm going to play as Super Saiyan Goku. But why can't I turn to Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3 now? Or Ultra Instinct? or God, you know? Why can't I do that? Why am I restricted to just Super Saiyan Goku? And that was kind of like the failure of Xenoverse, was a lot of people wanted to see that. A lot of people wanted to be able to have that freedom to transform from, pick any Goku character and transform up from there. I mean, you don't really need that. Like, all of these recycled characters. Alright, we got base Goku. We got base Goku with this different type of gi. We got Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But I can't transform Super Saiyan 4 Goku to God to Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan to Ultra Instinct. Obviously, there's going to be some restriction with that because you couldn't do that in GT, so that's why you just have Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But then, you also get into the whole rabbit hole of, alright, well, I want to play as Ultra Instinct Goku, but I want to default. I want to go back to base Goku, or I want to downgrade. I want to go to Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan God, or Super Saiyan 3, or just regular Super Saiyan. You couldn't do that either. I mean, there were all these recycled characters. Now, if you go and look at Dragon Ball Legends kind of fixed this. Dragon Ball Legends, you had, alright, I am going to transform from base Goku to this other version of Goku. I mean, one of the nice things about Dragon Ball Legends that I really fathom is you don't have recycled characters, unlike Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle or Dragon Ball Xenoverse. You can take, like, you can go in, you can do a summon, you can grab one Goku that you pull from that summon, and then you get a different Goku from that summon. But every Goku is unique. They're not the same. Every Goku, you know, you can put 6 different characters on your team, which is sick, but you can only play with 3. You're restricted to 3. But then with Dragon Ball Legends, you know, obviously you can't, like, pick one Goku and go from Super Saiyan to Ultra Instinct or something like that, you know? Some characters, like some of the fusion characters or some of the regular Gokus or Vegeta characters, you can activate their special ability and you can transform, which is cool. And then, you know, you get their legend ability, which is sick. Their legend abilities are really sick. And that kind of makes it similar to the anime and some co-similarities there. But I would say the most realistic Dragon Ball game that we've had so far that is on par with the anime and the manga and Toriyama's vision is definitely Dragon Ball FighterZ. And then Legends, and then maybe Xenoverse. But, well, not Xenoverse. Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I would rank Xenoverse maybe 4. Xenoverse is just rehashing characters, recycling them. Alright, we're gonna get this DLC pack of Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Sweet. But what can I do with that? I can't transform into Ultra Instinct Goku from there, or go back down to base Goku. No, it's not possible. There's restrictions there, and people don't like the restrictions. They don't want to be restricted when it comes to Dragon Ball game. They want to have the freedom to be able to transform into whatever form that they want. And that's a lot of the problems that Xenoverse had. And even though it's a great game, well, I wouldn't, it's a good game, but it's not what, you know, everybody was like. I mean, they could do some of the things that they wanted to do, like, hey, you know, that would be cool to have a Dragon Ball game where I could customize my character, where I can put on this wig, where I can change this outfit, I can wear Piccolo's outfit on Goku, I could wear Chi-Chi's outfit on a male character. Well, that wasn't really like the thing. you were kind of restricted there. And obviously, you know, you had to be a female character to wear female clothes. But the female characters could even wear male clothes, male character clothes. But with male characters, it was kind of restricted there. You couldn't wear certain character clothing or certain race clothing. You were restricted there, and that's one of the things I didn't really like enjoy about Xenoverse. Even though there was a lot of freedom, there was a lot of restriction, and it was kind of 50-50 there. There were like some things that, you know, they couldn't put in, and I wonder if that was because they had a licensing dispute with Toei or Toriyama. I don't know. I think everything has to go through Toriyama or Toei. They probably have some contractual agreement in effect where if somebody wants to transform Dragon Ball or make a piece, like a video game or a movie or, you know, a card game or an app video game, they have to, you know, transform it somehow so that, you know, it's legal and there aren't any, you know, it's not crossing any boundaries. So there are a lot of legalities when it comes to Dragon Ball, and Toei Animation is really restrictive when it comes to like these legalities. So, I don't know what the hell that is. That's yeah, nothing yet. They haven't shown anything yet. Wait, what's this?
Published team which started the business in 2019.
So far, we've helped several indie games achieve success in the Chinese market.
And today we are here to check out the latest selection of our upcoming titles.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh, okay, we've got a game.
To find a missing girl, a journalist. But met a lot of resistance. What happened? I should be dead already.
Zishu, you need to find the journalist.
What the hell is going on? Seems I'm trapped in some kind of death loop. No, this place is not what it used to be. I need to figure out what is going on. The only way to go further is to get stronger.
SWS is a tactical siege game based on real-world physics. In this game, you can create your own squad and command them in battle, capture enemy cities, and you will win the war.
嗨，你好，我是超逼真的工程模拟器的开发者郭兴。这是一款操作简单、可爱又有趣的战术工程游戏。游戏里你不必费心每一个单位的操作，因为士兵们都有自己独立的 AI， 可以感知队友和周围的环境来协同作战，并且在战事焦灼时，你还可以附身在部队的指挥官自己直接上。在未来，我们还计划开发自定义模组和联机模式，希望你会喜欢。
If you're a fan of roguelike games, you have to check out Metal Mind and its 100% customizable mecha modification system.
Hi， 世界各地的玩家们，大家好，我是核心重组的制作人 Josh。我们的游戏是一款融合了机甲改造和 roguelite 元素的俯视角射击动作游戏。玩家可以通过在地牢中探索和战斗，获取资源和部件，综合考虑装甲、重量、热量、电力等物理机制，按照自己的想法构筑 build， 打造独一无二的战争机器，最后战胜敌人，大杀四方。
I'm gonna put my camera right here because that way you guys can read the subtitles when some of these producers are talking about their game.
The Immortal Mayor is a construction and management sim game. You will play as a local god that watches over the land. Befriend other gods and use magic to help your residents build a town.
Alright, for everybody here that's watching, I'm only going to do this once. I am about to gargle some hot coffee. Oh, God. That was bad.
Check out another simulation game. Reshaping Mars is a strategy game where players construct and manage their bases on Mars. Your goal is to modify the planet into a place suitable for life.
全球的玩家朋友们，你们好，我是重塑火星的开发者山丘。重塑火星是一款火星题材的策略建造游戏，由我一个人独立开发。在游戏里，你将白手起家，从火星上面采集矿物、能源，研究科技，不断的改善火星的居住条件，迎接一批又一批的火星移民。同时，火星上有恶劣多变的自然条件，还有多势力之间的纷争和冲突，这些都将给你带来不小的挑战。希望重塑火星可以为你开启一场特别的火星之旅。
Moism is a Chinese martial art detective game. You will play as a detective who defeats enemies with wit and a super tongue. Crack the case and bring justice to the world.
说起来，似乎……
哎，会不会是？
不过，这件披风上有一处奇怪的痕，就是在留下爆炸痕迹的披风背面中间，却有一条干净的痕迹。
小子，你不要太过嚣张。那么，还有另一种可能，
一定有哪里不对。如果宗明之死确实如我推理的那样，那么这庄子里的每一个人……
All right. I just figured it out. I know why I know why E3 isn't that great this year. It's because of Corona. Yeah. Everyone is still on lockdown. Everyone is still at home. But apparently, I don't live under a shell because I live in Utah. And everyone here is vaccinated by now, so I don't know what's going on. But obviously they couldn't throw an event this year. And it makes sense. Everybody's not vaccinated yet, but man, where's Bandai? What are they doing? That coffee kind of, that was very painful though. My throat's kind of burning a little bit.
If it was like more Metroidvania-like or like Dead Cells-like, we were trying to get the feel on it. So I'm interested in jumping into that and checking it out.
Sure, there you go. You get to look at it right there. I think from a E3 graphical perspective, the one that made me turn my head the most. There's a lot of other ones that are coming up that are stylized, that have a lot of different looks to them. And I did appreciate at the start of this one, Eureka being like, hey, we're going to show you a bunch of stuff. We hope you find your next favorite game here, right? Because again, we're talking about E3 and the fact that you can start with something as big as Nintendo, all these proven IPs, and then get close to the end of the day here with Eureka and the GameSpot showcase we're about to do with some of the indie games and talk about smaller stuff you might have missed.
You know, what I like about what we're doing here is for any of our viewers who, you know, have not had an opportunity to attend E3 before, this is typically how the experience goes. You have your really big booths, right? You got your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Nintendo, blah, 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 right? But then you have a bunch of these other smaller pockets of booths. And here's where you find some real gems. So I like a lot of what we saw there. The one that actually caught my attention was Immortal Mayor.
Thank you. I was going to toss out
I'll put my boot in your face if you don't show Bandai.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Here you go. Be a god, help the people of the town, go over there, befriend other gods. What is not to like, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, we have more games to show off, believe it or not. So it's time for you to sit back and enjoy the GameSpot Play for All showcase.
I am sitting back, okay? Where are these games that you're talking about? All right? You gotta do something, man. You gotta show us.
Hey everyone, I'm Tamor Hussain, Managing Editor of GameSpot.com, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Play for All showcase, brought to you by GameSpot and The Mix. In this showcase, we're going to be highlighting developers that represent the bright future of video games. raising awareness for games and teams that haven't had as much visibility as they deserve. More importantly, we're highlighting games and teams that encourage inclusivity, tolerance, and togetherness at their core. All the games in this showcase
All
are
right.
made by a diverse set of
Mr.
creators
Director,
that have important stories
Mr.
to
Editor
tell.
of
These are all
Games
games that made us
GameSpot.
think, smile, get excited
I'm telling
about,
you
and
right
feel
now
good about what
that
games have to offer. And we hope
everyone
you feel the
here
same way too.
together wants to
What is
see a new
poppin',
Dragon
everyone?
Ball
My
game.
name is Justin Woodward.
They want to see a Dragon Ball game. Everyone together. You go in other chats on other streams. Everybody, I guarantee you, wants to see Dragon Ball. Wants to see something. Dragon Ball. Everyone together wants that. Everyone together doesn't want this. Come on. What is going on this year? I can understand last year there was a problem with E3 and they had to cancel it. But gosh, man, you'd think that a year of just like laying low, of nothing, of like no game shows, of nothing, they would have some kind of innovation, some kind of thought here. All right, E3 2021, it's going to be the biggest 2021. It's going to be the biggest E3. We're going to get this, guys. Sony, you know, they're going to show off Elden Ring. They're going to show off Bloodborne 2. They're going to show off Dark Souls 4. And then you got Ubisoft. They're going to show off a new Assassin's Creed that they've been working on from home for the last year. Yeah. And then we're going to have Bandai Namco. They're going to show off Xenoverse 3. They're going to even show off Dragon Ball Super Kakarot. And then Bethesda, that was recently acquired by Xbox, they're going to show off not Fallout 76 2, but the new Elder Scrolls game. Just another little bit of a teaser, just showing us a little bit of something. And then we got Nintendo over here showing us Breath of the Wild 2. Jesus, it's 101 out. Wait, no, 107. I read that wrong. Okay. What's another one? 343 is going to show off Halo Infinite. And then we got Square Enix over here showing off the next Final Fantasy game. Yeah! And Evil Within 3, if that's even possible. Wait. Yeah. No. Did they do the Evil Within? No, they didn't. That was Bethesda. My bad. I don't know, man. If I were working from home and I was getting paid to work from home to make video games. Okay. I'm gonna be real here. I can understand that from the perspective of a coder, from the perspective of a developer who works for a major AAA game studio, it can be pretty difficult to make a game by yourself. But that's why you have this software that's collaborative. You can have people that are collaborating on this piece of work together. So it's not just one person working on it, but you can connect to a repository and everyone can collaborate together on a project, on a code for a video game. It's not that hard. All you gotta do is just call up your buddy, be like, hey, all right, that new string or that new loop that we've been working on, let's do it. And then they collaborate, and then they make that new game. I can see, though, like, some software not being available at, like, you know, to employees at home. Look at this, man. You can be a freaking soda can. What is that, a Coca-Cola? This guy's a Pepsi can. So, look at him beat the shit out of that guy. Yeah. I got magical powers. I'm a soda can. What the hell is that? Is that a Slurpee or a Starbucks coffee? I don't know what that is. It looks like a Starbucks coffee. Yeah, I'm a Starbucks coffee. You feel that? I can turn Super Saiyan. That's literally what he just did. No, Bandai has not already been on. They were supposed to be on an hour ago. An hour and 6 minutes ago, they were supposed to be on. But hey, that looks like a decent fighting game, so... Soda Pop Clash. For the Wii U.
Rainbow Billy, the curse of the Leviathan.
I'm in a 2-story motel in El Paso, Texas, that gained another 46 stories yesterday, all below ground. It's extremely haunted. And my ex is at the bottom. Dracula, Lord of the Vampires. She's waiting for me. Would you believe that this is a love story?
I love a person who respects the classics, and we have Xavier Nelson Jr., director on El Paso Elsewhere, rocking a Toe Jam and Earl t-shirt. How you doing, Xavier? Tell us about your t-shirt.
The developer of Toe Jam and Earl gave it to me. I had the fortune of meeting him. He was like, "Do you want a t-shirt?" I was like, "Absolutely." And now this is one of the most treasured things that I put on my body.
All right, Xavier. We're not here to flex. We're here to talk about your new game, El Paso Elsewhere.
Which is itself.
All right. I just made this tweet. If you guys want to go and like it and retweet it, that way Bandai can see and stop sleeping. That way they can wake up. I said, dude, where the F is Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 at A3? Bandai sleeping. For real. Oh. Jesus, man. Yeah, please go retweet that. They need to see that, like, immediately. I don't know what's going on, man. Xavier Nelson? That's his name. Okay. Xavier. French. I work with a couple of French people. They're really nice. Unexpected influences Bandai Namco not putting on an E3 show. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Soda Pop Clash 2 for the Wii U. I think that's my favorite game so far this E3. Yeah. Nintendo Direct did save E3. Oh. I guess Bandai bailed. I don't know. I'm trying not to FUD the chat, but it looks like they bailed. I don't know. Like I said, they're in desperate need of a community manager. I don't know if they have a new one, but they need somebody to present. They don't got anybody to present, so you know, let's just list our logo saying we're gonna be at E3, we're gonna present, we're gonna put on a show, we're gonna show something, but not everything. We're gonna save everything for the after show. The after show is after Cog goes to work and he's working his graveyard shift. That's when we're gonna show it. Is when he has to stop his stream. Yeah, there's a lot of indie games this year. Like a lot of indie games. I'm gonna be honest, you know, indie games they're good. They're alright, you know. They're indie games, you know? And if it's a small studio, they're just starting out, yeah, make a couple indie games. Put them on at E3. Pay for that marketing. Might bankrupt you. And then your studio can't make any more games because nobody really plays indie games anymore. But, yeah, why not? You gotta try at least, you know? Okay.
Phone and hit that DoorDash button to hop right in. But let's jump into some more trailers, and Tam will interview Chikon with Soup Pot in our next developer interview. Here is a world premiere.
Game of the year right here. Wimasima.
In the past, I worked on series and political games like Headliner about fake news and its effect on society. Following those topics has been very draining, both mentally and emotionally. I really needed a break, something that would be silly, colorful, and gameplay focused.
Hi, my name is Yaku, and I would like to tell you about our game.
Shit on everybody.
What?
Just like
What's
that.
a better idea than a game where you play as a little cloud and ruin everybody's day? Limiting our protagonist to being a cloud was an interesting design challenge that actually spurred a lot of innovation.
Very hydrating.
Sure, we can rely on weather powers like
Very
rain,
good for your
snow, or
hygiene
tornado.
too.
What about different rain modes? What if you could rain acid rain and corrode vehicles? What about raining oil and propagating fire? What about raining coffee into
Poop
mugs
on
of
that
tired office
agriculture.
workers?
Nobody
And then
can
we
eat it.
realized, why limit
Actually,
ourselves to liquids?
the poop would
Why not
turn-
rain bread that
be
attracts
great for the
pigeons, or
crops.
hens that can pet dogs? Why not rain swords and go on an epic adventure, solving quests and exploring dungeons? What if other games got
What
invaded
is
by the
this
cloud?
game?
What if you were sneaking through a compound a la Metal Gear Solid? Or maybe Silent Hill, but you're the monster. Forcing ourselves
What
to
if
be a
you're
cloud
Rain
give
Cloud
birth to many
in
unusual,
Silent
if
Hill?
hilarious ways of subverting player expectations. Always expect the unexpected.
What is
Rain on Your
this?
Parade is out now.
Rain on Your Parade.
I remember what I can.
Watch Xenoverse 3 just be like, alright, let's throw it in there right now.
Difficult.
Random freaking trailer in the middle of nowhere.
When I do remember.
Just whatever Dragon Ball game. Alright, we don't got anybody to present for us, so boom! Let's just throw the trailer in there. Alright.
The sounds.
Middle of fucking nowhere.
Words.
All of a sudden you see indie games, and then all of a sudden in between the indie game showcase you see new Dragon Ball game.
They are what tell me. I'm
Alright,
still
Bandai event over.
me.
We're wrapping up, guys. That's the end of the presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys liked the new Dragon Ball game.
Hold them
All the other indie games, though, yeah, you know, yeah.
before.
Just Dragon Ball comes out of nowhere, sideswipes
It's too
all the other studios. That would be awesome. Although that would be kind of tragic. Because all these other studios are just trying to get traction, trying to like grow their business, trying to grow their company and pay their employees because of coronavirus dump times and how everybody was just like, you know, mass layoffs everywhere. Everybody became unemployed. I became unemployed and it wasn't fun. Oh, wait, serious game. What is this?
Cooking is a comforting outlet for a lot of people, and Filipino studio Chicon Club wants to give you the same warm and
Welcome to E3, guys. This year, indie developers are just gonna take over. We've got nothing else. We gotta help out the little guy. We gotta promote the little guy. We gotta show off all their little indie games and help them out. All the other big games, though, we're just gonna show off before E3 at the Summer Game Fest. And we're not going to show anything of any importance at E3 besides indie games. We're going to keep all the big games for Summer Game Fest maybe something in July. Maybe something in December at PSX. I don't know. But this is E3. I mean, E3 has always been about indie games, to be fair. Indie developers. You go to any E3, you've got a lot of indie developers. But there are also all of the big AAA studios there, all the big companies, developers, publishers. But this year, man. Sony bailed, man. They're just putting on their own event. Xbox and Nintendo carried it. They carried it. Nintendo with Breath of the Wild 2. And even though it probably won't be out for another 2 years, because it still looks like it's in development, maybe 2-3 years, and then Xbox with Halo Infinite and Battlefield, and Forza. We can't forget about Forza. Forza is a pretty great game. I recently picked up Forza, and Forza's not too bad. I like it. I think it's fun. Here. Yeah, we can watch that. Alright. Oh, yeah. We didn't even watch this. Yeah. Alright, Breath of the Wild. Coffee is disgusting. But yeah, yeah, you know, best troll ever. You're right. Okay, what's another one? Metroid Dread. This is what somebody was saying. I didn't even see this, so let's check it out.
What do we want? Free Britney!
She accepted that the conservatorship was going to happen, but she didn't.
Yo, it's Metroid 5, guys! pretty cool. I'm gonna be honest. That looks pretty cool. Oh my god, I thought this was like tentacle porn or something for a minute. For our next indie game at E3, we're going to show a curious princess browsing this enchanted world of pure imagination, where tentacles are out to get her.
Welcome to
and her
Lahaina,
skirt.
a wonder of endless beauty and nature. Let your troubles melt away on this tropical paradise. Relax your mind and soul on one of our breathtaking beaches, or stimulate your adventurous side with exciting activities found all over the island. The Aloha spirit will leave its mark on you and keep you coming again and again. Get ready for an unforgettable experience that is sure to bring you peace, serenity, and plenty of magical memories. Lahaina, the destination.
Wait. Okay. There is one game that I'm really excited for that they didn't show at E3, and that is Dying Light 2. I gotta hand it to Techland. Oh my gosh. I love Techland. Alright, I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
I'm Gwen Frey, and this is Labrat.
Good. You have unlocked a new puzzle. Begin the next puzzle. Good work. Here is your achievement.
You are a tester. Your job is to evaluate a puzzle game that is being crafted by this artificial intelligence.
I am giving you
by game studios. Alright, I've got a better idea. I'm gonna show you guys. Something awesome. Oh god, what did I do? Alright, I can show you guys this, and then I gotta bounce.
Hey everyone! We've been quiet for some time, since, like the rest of the world, we had some unforeseen hurdles to clear. But the wait is over. Let's dive into the open world of Dying Light 2. The last slice of Dying Light 2 showcased the mission from the main storyline.
You get after those fuckers.
You saw how your decisions influenced the narrative and notably changed the environment. This time, we want to give you a broader look at the game and a sneak peek at some of the things we'll be talking about in upcoming months. In Dying Light 2, you become Aiden Caldwell, an outsider trying to unravel a tangled mystery from his past. Its trail leads him to the city, probably the last bastion of mankind in the world.
Shit!
At first, you feel like this intense, brutal place will tear you apart. But then you meet the Night Runners, veteran survivors who help people in better days.
By the way, I'm Hakon. You were a Night Runner. You used to help people, remember?
Night Runners are gone. Finished. A myth.
And although it's not entirely clear you can trust them, you need allies in the dark. And these are the modern Dark Ages. It's been 15 years since the apocalypse and the world has changed. The old civilization has fallen, but a new one has been built on its ashes. People fight desperately for scarce resources. Rules are broken, and weakness is punished.
She's innocent!
3 factions struggle for position in the city. Survivors pride themselves on being able to adapt to any circumstances and cobble together safe zones almost everywhere. Peacekeepers, loyal soldiers who want to impose their version of law and order and trample all in their path. Renegades, ex-prisoners serving their ruthless colonel, seeking to become sole rulers of the city.
Where is Waltz? Make him tell me.
Use these factions to reach your goal. Help or harm them to reshape the city to your liking. Just remember, each faction contains complex characters.
Nosy Parker, ain't ya? Got some kind of bad habit of yours?
So, will you follow cold calculation or your heart?
The Bazaar needs good people. Help us and you'll find a home here.
Some in the city offer no chance for an alliance. Bandits, outlaws, and common thugs live only to plunder and kill, plunging the streets into chaos. Yet, nightfall scares all of them equally. Darkness changes the rules of the world. As the light fails, monsters crawl out of hiding to prey on the poor souls caught outside the safety of UV rays. Hordes of infected pour into the streets like decaying lava. The deadly spawn of 15 years of mutation and evolution. Your only escape? Exploit the city's verticality and flee to the roofs. Though even there, you are never safe from swift and deadly virals. Or even greater threat. Yet night brings opportunity as well. Nests rife with infected during the day now lie empty. To explore them, you must tread carefully. But those brave enough to face the terrors of the night can loot a jackpot. Luckily, you have all the tools you need to survive. Your extraordinary parkour skills allow you to navigate even the most treacherous terrain. On the roofs, you can count on your parkour acrobatics to save your life. But often, you'll have to face your enemies head-on. And then you have to be smart, resourceful, and determined. We've worked hard on the essence of our combat, making sure swinging a big, meaty weapon is fun, satisfying, and well executed. But even the most brutal fights can be tactical as well. You have multiple ways to hone your skills toward the gameplay style that suits you best. It's up to you if you focus mostly on mobility and parkour, or aggressive, blunt force combat, or a crafty approach where the tools you've created get the job done. Every ability you learn can be a game changer and possibly a new favorite move. Things move fast and quick in Dying Light 2. Each moment matters. Each move could mean triumph or defeat. Choose your actions and friends carefully. Everything you do in the city can reshape the gameplay environment, change the course of the narrative, and decide the fate of the city's residents. But most importantly, you decide your own fate as well.
You're about to turn.
Make sure to stay human.
Alright. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Look forward to that video, guys. Wow, this was disappointing. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm sorry, I can't hang around longer. But I do have some videos on the way. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay sexy. Laters.